What is up, guys? It's DoubleWinning, and today I've got quite arguably the biggest comeback. I can't even get an intro without just showing this little embarrassment here. So basically, I was just playing some games with some friends. We'd basically been getting like pooped on a bunch, and so alright, maybe we'll watch that one more time. So I thought maybe I could get some damage up on this tower, but for some reason I guess I hesitated here, and then I decided to go. So their Annie decides to flash in, hit me with the old stun bop, and then I died. But this game was what followed me and my friends playing games, and we lost and lost and lost and lost, and like we were just doing really bad. So we get a pretty interesting level 1 off here. Where there's a lot of low health targets. The Wukong goes in, ends up getting a kill on Morgana, but they end up starting the game 4-2. We were able to pick off the Morgana and the Lee Sin, and they were able to pick off me a second time, and Wukong and Elise. So Wukong goes to lane 2-1, so it's not too bad for him. I go to lane and I'm 0-2, and I'm actually laning against Annie, which I thought I was gonna be laning against Morgana. Which I forgot. I actually remembered, like when I started the game, I thought I was laning against Morgana, because Morgana support used to be a bit more popular than Annie support, but now it's obviously swapped. So I'm pretty much on super tilt in terms of just like not wanting to really get mad at the game, so I'm like not really putting my full like try hard pants on. But this game is actually really interesting. So right here we've got an Elise gank coming in. She's got double buff, so this gank should be pretty successful here. I think I missed my W there. I used the old auto Q on Annie, and then I realized at this point that I could easily die, but we're actually able to kill off the Annie before I die, so that really helped out the lane here a little bit. But the reason I really like this game is because we're going to get pretty much dumpstered, and then we're going to try our best to fight back. And I think it was definitely a good effort, so I think you guys will enjoy watching this gameplay. At least from my perspective, the things that I did to try and kind of turn the losing game around, I thought was pretty good. You'll notice I do a lot of farming and trying to find picks that I can get. With a champion like Kha'zix, that's definitely something you want to try and do. Right here I get ganked by Shaco, and the Elise comes in, tries to fight off the Shaco. Sorry that the camera jumped there, it's just because I died. But unfortunately they both do get away with pretty low health, and Jojo Joestar does not accomplish much, but that's all good. By the way, the people I'm queued with are Bruno von Brostein, Weasel Stomping, and Old Wise Sage Man. Jojo Joestar is actually a random that we had actually played with in the previous game, and it was a game where I had gotten absolutely dumpstered as I think Caitlyn, maybe, yeah, I think it was Caitlyn, and I don't play AD carry a lot, and he was actually playing my Leona support, so I felt really bad because I had just gotten absolutely crapped on. And so when we loaded up this game, he was just like, oh no, and I was like, please forgive me, like I could do it, trust me. So you'll see I went ahead and I bought a pink ward there just to kind of give an entrance for Elise if she does want to gank the Annie. She does have that spot available, as well as it'll give me a little bit of extra leeway for when Shaco comes, because if you are paying attention to both sides, you can look for the little smoke cloud that Shaco throws up. But if you're not, then this will just kind of scream at you, hey, Shaco's here, Shaco's here. So right now the CS between me and Annie are pretty even, but I'm kind of having, when she has her stun up, and especially when she's level 6 and she has her stun up, I kind of have to just try and farm really safe, so I'm using mostly my W to farm. You'll see that I put an extra point in W, and that's because I had kind of realized at this point that I was going to need to farm mostly, so I put an extra point in W as well as I actually upgraded W. And the reason for this is it's actually something I took from Alex Ish. It used to be the go-to that you would evolve your W and max your W first. But with the changes, it's found that Q maxing is a lot better. But when you max W, you can do things like this, where you just go ahead and farm the rates. You can push your wave really fast, and it's definitely a much more passive farming way of playing Kha'zix. But with them having a lead this big, this early, I felt like farming was really my only option. So give me a second, I'm just going to get myself a drink. So perfect timing for me to get a drink, because I just got absolutely dumpstered by the old big Tibbers bear right in the face. You'll see that my item choice, I decided to go ahead and get a Hex Drinker. Hopefully this will allow me to survive, at least maybe not the full burst from Annie, like if she gets off everything perfectly plus Ignite, but it'll allow me to, you know, get off the, like, save myself from the majority of the burst if she doesn't hit everything perfectly, I suppose. It's like I said, this is just a way of me being able to try and farm everything. Like you can see here, I go up, I W, I E, I smack those wolves with the Q, and then I go back to lane and I farm some more. Right now, their score is 16-6. They have a 2.5 thousand gold lead. I've slept a ward in there. I see Shaco, he jumps in, I jump out, and I'm like, yeah, not like that's gonna happen. Also, you guys will notice this is actually on the pre-season 4 patch, or I guess it's not the newest patch. The reason is because if I update, I had to put out this video. It's just an older video, I guess. But the reason I'm putting it out now is because if I don't put it out now, when I update, I just know low replay is going to get all crapped on, and I'm not going to be able to ever put this video out. When this video, this gameplay, I actually really enjoyed. I think it was a good defense that we had. It's kind of interesting if you look at the enemy's items right now. They all have 6 item slots, or they all have 6 items. It looks weird, the block. I don't know if you guys can see that, but maybe that's really dumb of me to point out. But either way, I'm sorry I haven't put out a video in a while. You know, sometimes I have time to make videos, sometimes I don't. But I will be continuing with the thank you champion skin videos. I've got a Swain, really sick Swain gameplay. It's a pretty fast one that I'll probably have up right after this, and then I'll be doing some season 4 videos because that patch just came out and I haven't played on it yet, but I've been hearing some huge things, and so I definitely want to kind of debunk some of those things for myself. And get a general idea of what I think about it. So I went a little aggressive on Annie there, and then I got a little ambitious there with my flash, because I really knew that you know, if I was able to get a kill here, it was really good. But Wukong actually does come in, gets himself a cheeky kill on Annie, and then Shaco decides maybe I can 1v2, and then we just kind of dumpster him. And then I'm like, okay, maybe we can get this guy as well if we do this right. And unfortunately, we were unable to. But that's still trading 2 for 1, and then eventually getting this Lee Sin. So, we didn't get the Lee Sin there. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, but either way, Ezreal throws out the ultimate to try and get the Lee Sin. He ends up not being able to get it. He actually hit some pretty sick ultimates later on. But you'll see I evolved my E just because the jump range when you upgrade it is absolutely ridiculous. And while I realize Q does a lot of damage when you upgrade it, I still can't get over how great the jump is. Like, you go from like a pretty small jump to a pretty ridiculous jump. Like, I remember back when it was first out, like, if you think of how far Zach's jump is, it's not that far, but that's what people thought of it. Like, it was that much of a reaction, you know, like, because it's instant, you know, it's just like, yeah! And they did change it so you can't fire your W mid-air, which is kind of unfortunate, but it definitely was a cool thing you could do, and I really wish they would add it so, like, when you evolve the W, you could do it again, but unfortunately that's not the case. So I start fighting Lee Sin here because I do see Elise coming. I kind of have to back off a little bit because I am pretty squishy, especially against someone who's doing physical damage, and so Elise does help me with that little homie hookup backup, and you'll see I'm just going to keep on farming here. I did buy a little bit of damage with the Brutalizer just because, you know, I'm not going to be a full farm build. I know Alex Ish, what he does, he'll actually go like tier Spirit Stone, and then end up getting Muramana and like the Lizard Elder item. I don't know if he still does that. He was doing that for a while when he was trying to decide how he wanted to play the new Kha'zix with the changes to W and all that. But I'm pretty sure pretty sure I die here just because, I mean, there's not really a way I'm going to get away from that Lee Sin. So that was unfortunate. You'll see that they've actually accumulated a 7,000 gold lead at this point. So they're just kind of just killing us a bunch. They're not actually out farming us. We're actually out farming them mostly, except for the fact that actually bot lane's pretty even because it's 50-50 and compared to 95 and 3, so it's like about 100 to 100. The mid lane's about 115, 125, you know, so it's like 10 off. Jungle's where there's a big lead, but then that's canceled out by their Lee Sin having a big lead over Wukong there. So we've got got Shaco actually disconnecting there while I get crapped on by some little team damage there, and I do apologize if you hear that laundry in the background. That is just the beeping going, telling me I need to be responsible and get my clothes out of there. But still, just going to finish up this gameplay commentary because I am halfway through, and if I stop it, I will have to start over because I am a caveman when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I haven't figured a good way to stop that. So I do apologize here. Let me just kick back here just so you can see possibly the coolest thing you can do on Kha'zix, where you're just like, whoop, 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 whoop. I just flashed, jumped, W'd, Q'd, killed the Morgana, jumped out to be safe. Lee Sin's going to come up on this Ezreal. Ezreal's going to get out of there. He ignited Ezreal, but he's not going to be able to get the Ezreal. JK, he did. I thought I'd get you guys' hopes up to only know that he did die. But we did kill the Lee Sin, so I don't know what this Annie was doing, because she just kind of was laughing at the Nami, but then it kind of came to be that she was kind of baiting Nami to die. But that's not something they want to really be doing, because the bigger lead you have, the less you want to sacrifice. So because everything you have, so if you look at their gold, they're up about 20%. So if they're trading 1-for-1, like an even trade, that's bad for them. They want to be trading things that keep at least that 20% gain or higher. So like if they're trading one person for 2 of ours, that's fine. But yeah, even trades aren't good for them. So I come up top to kind of get some damage on this tower. I wanted to get the tower, but it's not looking like we're going to be able to. But I do have double buff, so I just kind of keep spamming my rockets, and then just hoping that I can get some damage off on this Lee Sin. He does have Ravenous Hydra, so it's going to give him a ton of lifesteal. And then Shaco comes in. He activates the ultimate. I ain't falling for that, so I'm getting out of there real quick. I do decide to kind of just go in on these guys. I thought maybe I could outplay, but I ended up targeting the wrong Shaco, and so because of that, the explosion plus a little bit of damage from Lee Sin was able to pick me off there. That was another opportunity, kind of one of those times where I was like, all right, if I can pull this off, it'll definitely give us a significant advantage here. So you'll see that we've closed the gap a little bit. They now only have about a 7,000 gold lead. I think it was higher than that. I think it was higher before, but they have a 25 kill lead, which is absolutely huge. But like I said, the farming is pretty even actually. But we did get a dragon, so that was nice. Just like the little things like that. I jump on this Annie. She doesn't have her stun up, so I'm just like, oh, maybe she was like one step forward, I think. So I'm kind of focusing the Annie, but then I do back off because I do see the Lee Sin is in between me and my team. Then I end up killing Annie anyway. I see the Lee Sin. However, if I do jump in like this, he's going to turn around. He's going to kill me. Which, see, like, of course, looking back, I'm like, oh, that's obvious. Like, why would I ever do that? But I end up doing it, and I end up dying. Shaco comes in, and he gets himself obliterated, and then Lux gets obliterated, and then we're like, wow, that was actually a really sweet play. Like, we're going to be able to push this. So we got that tower, and we're like, okay, this is looking good. So Ezreal got the bottom tower already, and that little good little group skirmish there was able to get us the top tower. So that brings that gold lead down to 4,500 gold. So we were like, all right, like this is looking good. Like, I have the most farm in the game right now. I'm getting pretty close to like a solid Kha'Zix item build. Once I get like the Ravenous Hydra upgrade, that's when I'm gonna get a pretty, like I'm gonna be pretty strong. Of course, I'm gonna want to get at least. I want to get like a Last Whisper or something like that to really secure the damage that I'm going to be able to do. But I do go get blue buff to allow myself to jump around, throw rockets, because one thing you'll notice in my build that is not exactly popular, a thing among Kha'Zix players, is I actually didn't build a tier. So this pretty much means I need to be getting all the blue buffs. Otherwise, I'm going to run out of mana really easily. But what this does is it kind of shaves off like a 700 gold like opportunity cost, I guess you could call it. So because if I don't need that mana, because mana isn't a combat stat, then I can put that toward a little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra defense, something that'll actually help me in a straight one-on-one fight. So right there, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I was trying to wait for her to fire her snare. So I jumped trying to predict where she was going to throw the snare. I was able to dodge the snare, and then this allows us to put in another kind of skirmish on their team. But then Annie and Lee Sin are going to come in here, Elise jumps over the wall with her rappel, and he goes up, throws the tippers out. I jump out, and I'm still going to be sure to fire out my rockets here, just because I have a little bit of health doesn't mean I'm out of the fight. I can still pick off a target like that, where I flash over the wall, get the old WQ isolated combo, and absolutely obliterate the Annie there. But unfortunately, we still lose Nami there, and then at that point, though, we're able to kill Morgana for killing our sweet, sweet Nami, and then we're able to push another tower, bringing their gold lead to only 1,000. Do you remember the 25 kill lead they had at one point? Well, that's down to... Man, math is hard. 19? Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I'm normally really good with like arithmetic, but for some reason, the 4, 2, 2, 3. Like, I started thinking like, oh, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, but I thought that was scumbag Ezreal. I actually like gave him crap for that in the game too. I was like, are you kidding me? Why are you taking my rates? I'm trying to farm here. And then I think he was mad just because I had more farm than him, even though he's the 80 carry. But you'll see here that we've started to actually make a pretty significant comeback. But at the same time, though, if you look at our towers compared to theirs, they have, they've breached kind of the mid and the top area. So if they do get a good kill set off on us, if they kill 3 or more people, they're going to be able to maybe push inhibitor, or at least inhibitor tower. While if we do that, we're only going to be able to push out, maybe get some damage onto the inhibitor tower. So we're still definitely not in the winner's seats yet. As well as while we do have pretty even gold at this point, especially considering 1,000 gold lead isn't much at 28 minutes. The kills on our team makes it look like we're still way far behind. So that's something that just through analyzing replays and doing commentary on videos, I've come to realize. That's why I don't like surrendering a lot of time, because you'll have games like these where it really feels like they have a huge lead. If you look at everything, but in about maybe a second or two, maybe we'll be able to see it completely align here. But we're going to have the exact same amount of gold, and they have a 19 kill lead. That's crazy. So right here, we actually have the gold lead, but they have almost 20 more kills than us. So right here, I get a nice little pick off on Lux, get the little bit of isolated damage there, and then I actually jump back on this Annie because I'm like, okay, we want to make a little play here. We got our team. I jump out. The Ignite is ticking. The Hex Drinker shield has gone off, but I'm still going to die because that little health that it showed there was actually just the Hex Drinker shield, which is not going to be protecting me from Ignite damage as it is true damage. Elise jumps up and comes down, and Lee Sin's like I'm gonna do anything to you, and then Shaco comes in. He's like, well, maybe I'll do something to you. Lee Sin throws in the Q, actually gets blown up by Nami's nice tidal wave ultimate there, and Shaco gets popped as well. Morgana throws out a little Q to say, hey, you're not a nice guy. But then Ezreal's like, what are you trying to do? And throws out the ultimate and actually wipes the floor with Morgana. And so at this point, we're starting to get a pretty significant lead, and we've actually gotten to the inhibitor tower, so we're going to start putting some damage on that. If you look at the item builds we've got here, me and Wukong actually have pretty similar builds. We both have Last Whisper, we both have a Brutalizer item. He has Blood Cleaver, I have Brutalizer. We both have Hydras, and then I have a Hex Drinker, which I believe is what he was building. And then, of course, I have a little bit extra items compared to him, just because I do have that extra kill, 3 extra assists, and about 60 extra farm, or 54 or whatever. And so, one thing I really, really was having fun about this game is just because I know Kha'Zix is this late game beast. Even if they build pretty good armor, unless they have champions that are actually built to stop Kha'Zix, then I can actually make some pretty good plays here. But they have people like Shaco, they have people like Lux, even Morgana, and less so Annie. So they're not going to be able to really stop me from bursting them. And so Shaco pretty much outplays me there, which I was really sad about, because if I had an Oracles or something like that, he wouldn't be able to do that. And then they're coming to get me, and I'm like, I'm Kha'Zix. There's literally no way you can catch me, because I'm just going to hit you with W's, I'm going to jump away, I'm going to slow you if you do get close enough, and then I'm going to bring you my team, then we're going to turn the beat around, and then what are you going to do? Oh, nice Morgana ultimate. we're kiting backwards here, and I'm looking for my opportunity to jump in because I know as Kha'zix they're going to want to focus me immediately, and so I try and get myself a nice pick off on Annie there, but she does flash away. She has her stun up. Bruno von Brostein with the Ezreal ultimate to kill Morgana again. I jump over, kill the Lux, jump over, kill the Annie, jump over, kill the Shaco, put the deep stomp on Lee. I was like, give me the kill. Wukong gets the kill on Lee. Cock blacken my quadra kill. However, Ezreal had already killed the Morgana, so a pentakill was not an option for me. But you can see we've actually closed, so they only have an 11 kill lead now. But we still are rocking that pretty much 5k gold lead, and we're going to start putting some damage on this inhibitor now to actually solidly put us at a point where we truly feel like we're actually in the lead now. We were just kind of playing better than them, playing better than them, playing better than them, and then finally we're starting to see the rewards for that. So Elise got a little ambitious here and was like, all right, let's try and push. And we're like, okay. And then we realized this is where we throw the game, is like a situation like this. So I jump over the wall because I got those mad jumpity jumps, but Wukong is not going to have as much success getting away. But Ezreal was able to pop that tower there, get us a couple extra global golds, and then I'm going to pop this tower here and get us some more global gold here, bringing our lead to 6.4 thousand gold. I was going to go steal their blue buff, but then Lux was like, let me throw this stuff at you, so I threw a little rockets at the blue buff to kind of just show my anger there. Ezreal's going to go get red buff. You guys didn't see that jump at all. That didn't happen. No problemo. I just put on some damage for Ezreal to do that red buff. I was joking with him in Skype that I was going to take it, but I wouldn't do that in a game like this. So he has actually surpassed me in CS at this point. Also, you'll see if you rewind back in the video, Annie actually had an Infinity Edge, and then she has sold it to get a Zhonya's Hourglass, and I can only imagine she did this because she realized she was actually had a chance to lose this game. So this is a pretty sweet fight here. I jump over, I go get Lux, I instantly pop her. I'm going to jump on top of the Morgana and kill her. The Shaco, I believe, has already died there, and we basically just clean up the rest of the fight, except for it does even out a little bit there with Annie's really sweet AoE, and he's actually fighting Annie in the Tibbers AoE, so he didn't really have a good chance to win there. But then Wukong is chasing after the Annie. She doesn't have her stun up. She has 3 charges, so if she gets the shield spray there, she's going to be able to do some big damage. She actually fires off some skills off onto Bruno von Brostein. He's firing the auto attacks and the Q to try and get some lifesteal, and he ends up lifestealing himself. I guess he's 4% lifesteal with the Doran's blades is going to give him just enough to survive there. Maybe he would have survived it by the hair of his chin. But we end up actually winning a fight there. It wasn't the cleanest fight of all time, but we still were able to win it. And you'll see the item build I'm working on is getting even better. I bought myself a Guardian Angel, and next I'm going to be building my... I believe I'm going to be building the Black Cleaver. I might end up getting the Maw of Malmortius. I don't remember which one I get, but either way, I'm going to be a force to be reckoned with at this point. I have 298 AD. This is without a red pot or without Baron buff, so with both of those things and a completed Black Cleaver, I'm going to be rocking about 350 plus AD, as well as having some decent defense with about 134 armor, 160 MR, and then if I build the Maw of Malmortius, it's going to be even more MR. Of course, the reason I'm building so much MR is because they have triple AP with Lux, Morgana, and Annie. And then Shaco and Lee Sin both being the AD, but if Shaco tries to fight me, he's going to instantly die, and then Lee Sin doesn't do all that much damage later on. So we are going to go ahead and fight this Baron buff here. We've got an Oracle, so they didn't see us doing it, and then we were like, okay, well, maybe we can try and catch them up here. And so, let's see here. Yeah, we're chasing after him. Get myself a drink here, since right now we're just we try and chase down the Shaco. I don't believe we get him, but oh, maybe we actually do. Yeah, okay, we do. I take it back. So we end up getting the Shaco there, which allows us to get that tower, but we end up trying to dive here a little bit. I got a little ambitious with my jump, and then Morgana's like, well, I'm just going to use my ultimate on you. And I was like, well, I'm just going to jump over here and get stunned instead, and then I'm going to hit you with a Q, and you're isolated, so you're going to take the big damages. And at this point, I believe we could have pushed to win here, since that we had taken down 3 of them and they had taken down 2 of us, but we have our 3 carries up while they only have Lee Sin and Lux. So I think we decided to play it a little safe here, though, just because we didn't want to, you know, be too ambitious there. And so I'm going to use the word ambitious 6 more times in this video, but nice little flash ultimate from Wukong there, allows me to jump on, get the old jumpsy jumps on Lee Sin and get a kill there. And so what I should have been doing here is I should have been focusing the same tower that Ezreal was focusing, but I did not, so that was kind of a bad move by me. We might have been able to actually get it there. So I'm running away here. I fired the W backwards just in case Shaco was still chasing us, and then I decided to jump over here to try and kill the wolves to get myself some extra HP, but he had actually pulled them away. The game is actually coming to a close here pretty soon. I believe we just go by and then push to win here. Yeah, so I end up getting them off Malmortius just because I didn't want to get bursted down. I'm going to get myself a nice blue buff here, which is going to allow me to have that nice cooldown reduction as well as ambitious. Yeah, I wanted to use that word a few more times in the video, so figured I would. Morgana throws off an ultimate here, and once that's blown, I'm pretty much like, well, there's nothing that can really stop me except a really good Tibbers, and then she uses the Tibbers, so there's absolutely nothing that can stop me. So I go in, I see the Morgana's really low, so I burst her down, then I jump up on the Annie, I burst her down, then I'm about to jump up on the Lee Sin, and I pretty much burst him down. And then the Shaco throws in his little clone, and then he's like, well, that sucks. And then Lux gets blown up even though she flashes away. And that was my opportunity. But no pentakill for me. But it still was a really nice game here. We're going to push the inhibitor, and then we're going to push for the game. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This is a bit of a longer commentary. I can actually feel it in the throat muscles. And I'm like, you know, talking this much, you know, trying to keep you guys entertained and getting the commentary flowing can be a little rough, especially because I haven't had a video in a while. But if you guys are enjoying it, and if you want to see more longer gameplay commentaries like this, you can definitely leave a like and a comment, and you can see me just taunt here a little bit as we're taking down the Nexus. I ended the game with a 16, 10, and 17 score with the second most CS in the game, and then I jumped in the fountain, flashed a little bit of distance, and ended up living. So there we go.